What's going on, guys? Today on Iceberg TV, I want to give you my opinion as to whether I think Brodie Smith in disc golf is a good thing or not. So if you don't already know, Brodie Smith is a social influencer who got famous for doing ultimate frisbee trick shots, and then he sort of got into golf as well. Hasn't gotten as much clout from golf, but definitely there's a fan base there as well. He's done videos with Dude Perfect and has done some pretty amazing like trick shot games of horse against the legendary shots and things like that. So, you know, if we fast forward to now, he's got about 2 million subscribers on YouTube, almost 1 million followers on Instagram, and people see this guy as like the best frisbee player to ever hold a frisbee ever. I think he has a couple world records. He had his own TV show. So this guy's pretty famous. He's by far the most famous person who's going to dedicate this much time to disc golf. So just to give a little backstory about how it all started, as far as what we see as fans, we saw one video of him playing just a little bit of disc golf with Paul McBeth on Jomez Pro, and he was just goofing around acting like an idiot, and nobody really thought anything of it. And then on Instagram he posted that he got his PDGA membership, and you know, here we are now. He thought he had to hide his PDGA number, which is pretty funny, but yeah, here we are now. So I didn't really think anything of it. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. I didn't think he was actually going to start playing. And then lo and behold, you know, a little bit later, we see him out here throwing. You can definitely see when he first started, I mean, he's got heaps of power. Definitely some janky looking form as far as the reach back, but I mean, he definitely crushes. He's a tall, athletic guy. And then, you know, we kind of fast forward a little bit. He's doing some throws here and there. Right now, at this point, he's still just throwing mid-ranges. He puts in a nice trick shot here. He launches it in from like, I reckon at least 100 feet, maybe like 100, 110 feet. And so we kind of move on a little bit. He's like, oh, hey, we got out for my first ever round of disc golf. I don't know who these guys are, but clearly must be good enough to beat Casey, Chuck, and Mark. Again, don't know who they are, but clearly he's getting into it. He's got Simon Lizotte in his comment section, Avery Jenkins. You know, he's good friends with Paul McBeth, so he's definitely getting into the culture. And now we move on. You know, we see some forehands. He's still just throwing mid-ranges, but if you have enough of a good release to throw mid-ranges on a flick that hard, then you can definitely generate some good distance and power when he transitions to throwing drivers. You can definitely see it still looks like ultimate disc sort of type of throw, but he's getting a ton of snap, tons of spin, and not bad distance. Because I know a lot of people who can't throw mid-ranges forehand, period, let alone, looks like he's ripping those at least 300 feet. And just to kind of fast forward a little bit, comes out, now he's hitting another trick shot. Brodie's a very entertaining guy, making silly faces. Definitely doing his best to let people know he's getting ready to play some disc golf. And then when I started to think, oh, maybe he's taking this a little more seriously, I saw him come out. Says he made 10 out of 10 putts from 21 feet. Again, you know, people who play disc golf know that this isn't necessarily the best way to practice putting, just holding a stack of putters and just ripping them over and over and over again without taking a little bit more time and simulating a tournament putt. I still think there's an application here to work on muscle memory, especially if you're making all 10. So when I saw this, I was like, huh, he seems to care enough to at least own 10 putters that look to be exactly the same, and he wants to, you know, practice putting and getting better. And then we sort of fast forward to now. He uploaded this video. His form has gotten quite a bit better since that first clip, and that was a smash. He absolutely crushes this one, and he even can't believe himself. He's all giddy and excited because, you know, everyone's had that moment where they finally decide that, you know, they're gonna just throw one far, and then all of a sudden things kind of click. So obviously he's going to continue to get better faster when he's playing with people like Emerson Keith and Paul McBeth. So he's got the best of the best coaching him. So it's a win-win. They get to teach him how to get better at disc golf, and then they get some clout off of hanging out with him. And obviously he's probably a cool guy to play with as well. They'd probably play with him regardless. But it just helps open the door to help build those relationships and get those guys playing. So he did almost throw 500 feet, which in my mind is elite distance. So that's massive distance. That's a huge shot. Looks like he threw it over a house, so it would have been cool if he hit the house. And then a couple days later, maybe just a day later, we get an announcement. I'm excited to get my sponsorship with Team Discraft, and that didn't come as a surprise to anybody, especially because he's been with all those Paul McBeth sightings. Obviously, they're boys, and these are some people that I follow. He's got Big Germ in the comment section, Ace Run Pro. He's got Nate Sexton, Jeff Corns. He's got every single disc golfer with any clout in his comment section. Everybody's excited that he's playing because everybody knows what he's capable of. And now it just kind of comes down to if he's a competitor enough to actually make it happen. So we fast forward to now. He's in the Discraft warehouse. I'm assuming they're letting him take whatever discs he wants to get his. McBeth is helping him get his bag together. They're hitting some trick shots for funsies in the warehouse, acting silly. McBeth's just throwing in 65-foot putts with a boot on. And then that's Hannah McBeth slapping the Anheuser skip shot off the ground. And then he drops it in with the chicken wing. So these are the kind of things that I want to see from Brodie Smith. But what I want to see even more is him just out practicing and getting better. And I want to see some full rounds on his YouTube channel because it's really easy to show what you can do in a single clip. But if you can like put a good whole round together, then that kind of shows a different side of your game. Again, I'm sure he's going to be really good. I'm not sure if he's going to be good enough to be a pro right out of the gate. I think he's going to just have to climb up the ranks just like everybody else. As far as him being a pro disc golfer, I don't know. I just don't see it happening for like his first year or two, and hopefully that doesn't discourage him. And I don't think people should give him a free pass for his clout. I think he's really entertaining. He's going to bring eyes to disc golf, which I want to see the sport grow, which is part of the reason I make videos myself. So I want to see Brodie Smith do well. I wish him all the best. And I think he's going to make a good disc golfer. I just think he needs to stay dedicated. And I definitely want to find a way to play against him or bump into him at a tournament or something. I think that would be really cool, just to see what it's like in person and what he can actually do in person. So again, just one more look at his channel. 67 million views, 19 million, 16 million, 13 mil. So this guy's definitely famous, and he's going to bring more eyes to disc golf that have ever been brought to disc golf before. Because if you think Paul McBeth probably has about 100,000 subscribers on Instagram, Brodie Smith has 20 times the followers on YouTube. So that's 20 times the eyes that are going to be turned on to disc golf, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. If you're interested in disc golf news or these types of videos, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. They're very easy for me to make, and if you guys want me to keep you updated, I'll be very motivated to keep myself updated and get these out much faster. So again, hit that subscribe button. This is Iceberg TV. Thank you for watching. Take care. Peace out.